What's up, guys? We are live. Welcome back to the Ange Tv Show, guys. It is amazing to see you all. Before we get started, guys, I just want to say if you are new here, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share out this video, guys. Now, this is the last episode before the new year, guys. So I want to wish you guys a very, very happy new year. Be safe, guys. Hang out with family and live every day, guys, like it's your last, okay? I want to see you guys all healthy in 2022. Now, guys, we did do the question of the day, and it was, are you celebrating New Year's, okay? And 60% of you guys said, no, you're not celebrating New Year's, which is crazy. It could be that you guys got COVID. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be celebrating New Year's. What's up, Brandon and Kyle is in the building. Guys, tonight, our guest is none other than Montreal singer, Miss Claudia Lenti. How are you, Claudia? How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for having me on. How are you?
No problem. It's a pleasure, Claudia. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. The burning question, though, Claudia, is who is Claudia Lenti?
Well, Claudia Lenti is a singer from Montreal who's just pursuing and respecting her dreams and trying to inspire other people to do the same. Briefly put.
Absolutely. That's an amazing intro right there. Brandon said, hi, everyone. Happy New Year. Because of all the restrictions, better safe than sorry. Yes, guys, please be prudent. From me, Claudia, and everybody else here on the Ange Tv Show, guys, be safe, but have fun as well. Don't forget that. Live like it's your last day, guys. I always say that. Claudia, I want to know something. You have a pretty interesting childhood. Some of us may know, maybe your close friends know, but you would be able to tell us the best. So tell us a bit about growing up.
Okay, so growing up, I have one younger brother. I have two phenomenal loving parents. I had a fairly great childhood. I really can't complain. My parents spent a lot of time with us, even though they had a business. They always kept us around. They took us on as many family vacations as they could take us on. And then I would say around 8 years old, my mother was diagnosed with her first cancer. So I was relatively young when that happened. I was naive, and I learned very quickly how important a mother is at a young age. And so I grew up fairly quickly, I would say, because, I saw my father have to struggle with two kids. My mother wasn't around to help him with the business. She was very ill. My grandmother tried to prepare me for potentially losing my mother. And so I learned how to cook and clean at a very young age because of that. I had to deal with my younger brother crying and wondering where mommy was. And so I would say I lost my childhood innocence at a very, very young age because of that.
Okay,
which
so
allowed me.
So you had to learn to grow up fast. You said your mother, unfortunately she did get sick. She had cancer. You had to take care of your siblings and everything. Wow, seriously, Claudia, I commend you for what you did. You literally grabbed your family by the horns and you took care of them in tough times, for sure. We have, before we continue with your childhood, Ryocat is here. He's from Japan. He has a question. He says, how did you start to sing?
So that's actually very relative to this period because during this time that my mother was ill, I was somebody that learned how to suppress my feelings because I felt I had to be strong for the people around me. So I turned to music a lot, and I became a bit of a lonely child, and I was in my room a lot, listening to music, and that's how I started to sing. I found comfort in music.
Exactly. So actually, Claudia was going to tell us, as she was continuing about her childhood, I actually have a question about how she started. J.A. Wild from LA says she kind of looks like a Bella Danger. Do you know who that is?
I've heard of her, yes.
Okay. I'm not going to ask who that is, but anyways, Jay Wald's in the building. He's an old-time fan over here. What's up, buddy? Ryocat is also asking, what's your favorite childhood cartoon?
Sailor Moon.
Me too. I really like Sailor. When I grew up, I used to eat lunch and watch Sailor Moon. It was just awesome. Um, do you have a family member survive with ill or sick or cancer? Yes, Rayoka. She
Yes,
was just saying that her mother actually survived cancer. She's a cancer survivor. Two
two
time,
times,
right? Two-time
two
cancer
times.
survivor. Exactly. Um, Big Man Shano says, Abella is my daughter, guys. Geez, calm down.
Okay.
So continue with your childhood, Claudia. You were saying that you took the reign of your mother after she got sick. You said you lost your innocence. What else can you say about it?
So then it was like a bit of a downward spiral from there, in the sense
Mhm.
of, well, I mean, two things happened. The first thing was that I quickly became an introvert,
Yeah.
and that's where I started to turn to art and to music, drawing, painting, writing, reading,
Mhm.
every activity that could have been done alone.
Yeah.
And I also started to eat my emotions. So
Really?
I started to put on weight at that age.
Okay.
And, I was a little plump as a kid. So I started to get bullied in school. And
Mhm.
that was not fun. I got bullied in school. I got bullied by some other people around me, and it was a real battle for me, because I wasn't somebody who would answer back. I
Yeah.
wasn't somebody who would stand up for myself. I would
Mm.
basically just like take the shit, cry in secret, feel terribly ugly.
Wow, that's
I remember I
unfortunate.
used to often tell my dad I'm so ugly. I remember once I told him my hands were so ugly because I had these little
Oh
chubby
my God.
hands. And my dad used to be like, no, you have such beautiful fingers, they're just like your mother's. And so,
Yeah.
it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
Kids could be mean,
Of course,
and
kids could be mean. Frank Eric Guzzi is in the building from Guzzi Productions. He
hey,
says,
Frank.
Great musician, a real pro." We have a question
Mm,
about that later, Claudia. We're going to talk about the collabo you did with Frank Guzzi. And Rock had said, same too. My grandmother was saved. He had breast cancer, basically saying,
wow, God
and
bless.
got over breast cancer. No, Jay Wall, I don't know who Abella Danger is. I'm going to Google it after,
Oh,
and I'll
God.
let you know, buddy.
This is a
Um,
new one for me.
Big Man Shano says, I was bullied by a guy called Sean McCormick for a few years, but now we're very good
Good
friends. Okay,
friends. Oh.
interesting. I want to know something, Claudia. For the people that are suffering in silence, the people that are, going through what you went through, victims of abuse, what can you tell those people?
Okay, first of all, you're worth fighting for your happiness. That's the most important
Yeah,
advice that I would give a victim of abuse, because in often situations, the person who is being abused does not think that they are worthy of happiness. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're in a situation of abuse, although you probably think you could never get out of it, you have to believe me when I tell you that you can, because I'm living proof of that. Um, Speak to somebody, talk to somebody. There's a lot of resources out there for people who are victims of abuse, and speaking to somebody is really the first step. Also, for
yeah,
yourself to realize that you're not crazy, and what you're feeling and going through is actually not normal and not your fault,
absolutely.
and not an abuse that you need to be subject to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Claudia, you're opening up about your childhood. Me too. I was bullied when I was younger too, also about my weight and everything.
Really.
But I had good friends that stood up for me, so it didn't really matter. Railcat is asking, what advice about ill or sick? He's saying, like, I think he means, because there's a lot of, like, honestly, through YouTube too. I meet a lot of people that say, "Hey, Ange, I come here to meet friends. I'm an introvert." What can you say to somebody that's struggling up there mentally too?
That there's a lot of people out there struggling up there mentally, and I think everybody has their battles, and it's just something that not everybody talks about. And again, I struggle mentally with things. I do, and I do things to try and help myself to overcome them, because I've gotten
Hmm.
help over the years, and I know what those things are for me. Everybody's different. So
Yeah.
for me, it's exercise. It's working on things that I'm passionate about that make me
Yeah.
happy, like music. It could be a movie with a friend. It could be
Hmm.
calling up a friend. It could be family time. But often what happens when we're struggling mentally is that we seclude ourselves, and
Yeah.
that's actually sometimes the worst thing you can do, because then you isolate, and you just spiral into a deeper.
So it's better to
Deeper
speak
hole.
up. If you have a problem, it's better to seek out a parent, a teacher.
And it's not,
Uh,
and it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do. No matter how many times you're going to go through it, I can tell you it's not easy to do.
yeah,
Sometimes you just want to be alone, but then you kind of have to help yourself.
yeah.
You have
Listen,
to help
it
yourself.
sounds like you come from this comes from experience, Claudia. So I'm glad that you're sharing this with us. Thank you very much for that. Alexis Bonilla, he says, "God bless Claudia." Do you know him?
Yes, I know him.
Okay,
Alex.
what's up, Alexis? Welcome to the Ange TV Show. Sean
Alex is
McCor-
a bachata DJ.
He's a bachata DJ. Interesting, Alexis. Nice to meet you, buddy. Sean McCormick says, "My friend Bill bullies people. How can I stop this?" Just talk to him, man. Talk to him, or tell him to pick on someone his own size, Sean. Uh, in what advice, your talent and skills? Okay, he's saying, how does he become a good singer, Railcat? Like, if he wants to become a singer, how can he be a good singer?
Well, you know what? A lot of people often ask me, some people believe that it has to be a natural born gift. Other people believe that with a little bit of skill, you can do it. Sometimes it's a mix of both. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it could be both.
Okay.
So if you like to sing, first of all, I don't know if you don't know if you're good at singing or not, maybe reach out to a vocal coach and see if there's something there and
Yeah.
see if there's room for potential for growth.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Go on a
basically
reality show.
well, I mean,
Oh
I
my
have
god.
my opinions on you know what,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really not a reality show type of girl.
You know what? Most people that I ask, like, would you ever go on America's Got Talent or American Idol or stuff like that? They say no, I wouldn't.
No,
It's incredible. Like, I've talked to even young, old, they say they wouldn't go on those shows.
I wouldn't go because I have my opinion on that.
Yeah.
First of all, it's okay. I understand it's a game show, like, and I understand people vote, and obviously everyone wants the who's number one. But the truth is that, like, when I watch one of these shows, or any of us watch one of these shows, oftentimes when you get to the final 10,
Yeah.
they're all amazing.
Exactly.
They're just from different genres of music.
Yeah.
Male, female, pop, country, depressing, happy, dance or not. And so at the end, when you tell me that one was the best,
Yeah.
I say to myself, but who says that the other 9 are not marketable
It's
singers?
because it's a popularity contest, right? People have to vote, right?
Which
They
is
vote for
why
who's
I'm
their
against
friend.
it.
And
Because
you
I
know
was
what? You know what I
bullied.
found really sad? I don't know if it was last year or a couple years ago. There was a little Roberta Battaglia on.
Yes.
I think it was what was it? America's Got Talent.
America's Got
And no,
America's
like,
Got
I
Talent.
find like she probably didn't win because she's Canadian. You know what I mean? And all the Americans
She's
didn't vote
amazing.
for her. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's why I don't like those shows too much.
I don't like them either.
Scaldy Scanger's in the building. How are you, Scaldy Scanger? And
Hi.
Luke Bro is also in the building. What's up, buddy? Bully McGuire says, I missed the part where that's my problem. Oh my God. The bullies are starting to come in.
Okay.
So, Claudia, getting on to the music career now. You started singing when you were younger. What made you want to get into music? Was it, were you inspired by like a Michael Jackson type figure, or what really got you inspired to be a musician?
Okay, well, first of all, it's not something that happened like overnight. I didn't wake up one day and was like, oh, I want to be a singer. It didn't happen that way. The way it happened for me was that I was really music helped me to heal a lot of stuff that I was going through at a younger age. And then at some point, I believe in grade 5 or grade 6, I think it was grade 5, I'm not really sure, my parents decided to enroll my brother and I in a choir.
Okay.
And as like an extracurricular activity. And I went into this choir knowing that I like to sing, but not knowing that I could sing.
Okay.
And so when I joined this choir, being the introvert and shy child that I wasn't that kid who was like, oh, I would like to sing the lead part. I was just like, so, you had all the leaders of the pack that were like, I'll sing the front. My brother was one of them because my brother's an extrovert. Okay. And they put me in the back, doing just like the harmonies and stuff. And so, and then the teacher came, she heard my voice through everyone else's and she was like, who is this? And she made us sing one by one. And that's where she told me, no, you come in the front. And she went and tell my parents that, I hear noise.
You hear noise?
Yeah.
Okay, it could be somebody upstairs talking,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's okay. Go ahead.
It's okay. So I was like, annoying. Sometimes I hear voices in my head, no?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my god.
And so that's it. So she told my parents that I had a gift, and it
Mhm.
was surprising to me as it was to them, because every
Yeah.
time I did sing, it was alone, in my room secretly. Nobody knew that I was doing this.
Wow.
And so that's she kind of pushed me, this choir teacher. She pushed me to continue, and I did all throughout high school. And there was a music program at my school. It
Mhm.
was classical singing, but that's what I did
Wow.
to pursue singing.
Interesting. So when you did start like writing your own songs, I believe that you said that you write your own songs, you write poems also.
Yeah.
What was your lyrics inspired by?
So I have a lot of texts. I have a lot of notebooks, because every time I experience something from my past, like I have old stuff as well, I
Yeah.
take to the notepad all the time. I
Yeah.
write things down. It's my way of expressing, because sometimes I have a hard time vocalizing, believe it or not, my emotions.
Yeah.
So I write them down. And sometimes my lyrics are a collection of works, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's, I hear a melody in my head and I write something down, and I base myself on my experiences. I base myself on
Interesting.
stories that I know. uh so yeah, everything that's written is authentic. It's not,
We
there's
have we
nothing.
have somebody in the building named Rosa Tarantino. Okay,
That's my cousin.
it's your cousin. She has a question that I was gonna actually ask, so we might as well do it now. She
Yes.
says, "Hi, cuz the song Glow.
Yes.
What is that
That's
all
all
about?"
about.
Great job, Claudia.
Thank you. So, Glow talks about love triangles, because it's something that is very frequent in today's society. It's happening a lot. I know a lot of people. We spoke before. You know a lot of people, and basically, what it talks about is, today there's a lot of people that are in, and I'm not talking about couples that choose to be three, because there's that as well. There's people that
Yeah.
consciously are decide to be what I recently learned that the term was a thruple.
A
Okay,
thruple.
I
Oh
learned
my
that recently. I did not know that term until a month ago, but apparently there's such a thing called thruple. But that's when three people are all aware that they want to date each other. That's
God.
not
Okay.
what this is about. What this is about a monogamous couple, let's say, so two people,
Mhm.
whereby one of the two strays and is having a relationship with somebody
So
else.
somebody's cheating, basically.
Somebody's cheating.
Okay.
And sometimes, surprisingly, both could be cheating, but they're not aware.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and the thing behind this is that it makes me question. I mean, I already know a lot of the answers because I speak to people, but basically what it shows is that people are not happy in their marriages
Yeah.
or in their relationships, but there's something that keeps them there. Now, is it the stigma of having to get divorced? Is it because they don't want people to talk? Is it because they feel they're going to be judged? Is it for financial reasons? Is it because there's children involved and they don't want the
Or the
children to
stigma
get
of
hurt?
being alone, which
The
is one.
stigma of
Yeah.
being alone, or there's also, I've heard, well, if I leave this person for that person, who says that that person is going to stay with me?
Yeah.
There's so many different perspectives in this.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's interesting, because having been married myself and divorced,
Uh-huh.
and now single and focusing on myself, very single, I for me, like, that scares me. You see, like,
Yeah.
those are the things that scare me, because I know what it is to sacrifice myself for somebody else.
Absolutely.
It led me to misery, and I'm not saying that every relationship is like that. That there are
Oh.
great relationships out there, but it's a little scary what's going on, so
Yeah. You got to be
what
careful for sure.
what I did was I took the song and I did it in another perspective, sorry,
Yeah.
whereby I didn't want to focus on the guy. I wanted to focus on the girl. And I wanted
Right.
to end the video with a positive note that you have to focus on yourself and you have to
Yeah.
focus on your happiness. Because the truth is that if this is happening, it's because there's a problem where you're not happy,
Yeah.
right?
And you know
So,
what? There's so many married relationships, couples that are just living a lie. Let's be honest.
yes,
And it's not about like, okay, like the divorce rate could be like 60-40 even, but it's just that there's so many people holding on. You know what I mean? So in reality, what's the real number? You know what I mean?
and then And then there's even like this is a conversation that we could have a whole podcast just on this. But the
Of
reality
course.
is that, then it's, does that mean you don't love the person you're married to? Maybe you love the person you're married to, but you're not in love with the person you're married to.
Yeah, so
Or
much.
is it a lack of attention? I mean, there's so many different things that could lead a person to do that, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing also is that there's a lot of stigmatism and judgment, like we're used to these stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
Like the cheater, the
Uh-huh.
this, the, but there are reasons for everything, right? And you
Yeah.
can't really you can't judge every situation the same, because some people are living really dark things that you're not aware of. And maybe that's what leads them to stray.
Yeah.
So it's so glow, that the reason I called it glow is because the person is glowing for somebody that they're not married to. And in the end, the woman who is being, let's say, seeked out by this married man is saying, well, screw you, I'm going to glow for myself. That's basically how the spin I took on that song.
Interesting. What an answer, Claudia. I just want to give a shout out to some people that came in. Jason Willie Thomas says, was recommended to this channel. Hey guys, I'm Jason. What's up, Jason? Welcome to the channel. Thomas O'Connor from Northern Ireland is in the building. What's up, Thomas? I see you, buddy. Ryu Cat has another question. He says, in what your advice about school? So how do you do well in school?
How do you do well in school?
Yeah.
Oh, well, listen, I was actually a great student. How did I do well in school? I focused, I studied. It was easier for me because, first of all, okay, in my younger years, I was bullied. So again, I turned to the textbook, right? I turned to everything else. So that helped. And in high school, to be honest with you, I loved school. I loved it. I really did. And so I just kept on studying. Yeah, I loved history. Yeah, I passed my provincial exam with 98%. I still say that today. I was so upset. Yeah, because I got one question wrong, which was
Alexis has a question for you. He says, hello, Claudia. What will be your next musical project?
So my next musical project, which is going to be coming out in early 2022, I won't say too much, but I will say that in 2022, I'm coming with flavor. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So guys, so you got some inside scoop over here. Nobody, nothing northern about it. Okay. So he's from the regular Ireland. Excuse me.
Okay.
Jason Willie says, I was actually married before. That didn't go well. Another steak would have been nice. Okay. Jay Wild says, what he just quoted, the movie. Okay. And Raw said 98% with a question mark. Did you really get 98%?
I got 98%. It was a multiple choice provincial exam. And every question was 2%, and I got one question wrong, so I got 98%. And I was really upset about it because I loved history, and I was like really hoping for that 100. But your perspective changes over the years, eh? Like now, I'm like, I can't believe I complained about that. I'm so proud that I got 98% because I know how hard it is. But
yeah. I want to know something, Claudia. For the people that aren't like singers here, music. Actually, Jay Wild is a musician, by the way, he's a rapper. But how long does it take to write a song, record a song, and put it out there?
Okay, so every song will vary. Like I'll give you an example. The song that's going to be released in early 22, my next single, that song was written in one night. It flowed really well between me and the producer, and I recorded it today actually. So one day of recording, and for me, normally every song I've ever released, I recorded in one day. So we're talking an average of anywhere between 3 to 5 hours. It depends on, what's in the song. Is there harmonies? Is there, background vocals that you want to do, stuff like that. Now, in terms of the process of writing the song, this is how I've done it with my producer, Jesse. We get together, I have the lyrics, we structure the song. Yeah. So we have a plan. Like we structure the song in terms of verses, chorus, bridge, if we're going to have one, stuff like that. Yeah. We actually fast record it, like, at the corner of a couch with a mic. I record it really fast to see if what I'm thinking, what I'm hearing, if this is what I really want to do. And then once we have that down, then we're like, okay, we're ready. Can we add some other instruments? Can we add some, do we change the tempo? Do we do this? Do we do that?
You try to spice it up, the song, right?
Spice it up as much as we could. And then we track on the day that we book to record the song, basically, like an official recording.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so it takes a while to do all this stuff. That's for sure.
It's honestly work. It's like, everyone thinks that, people just like, oh yeah, I recorded the song and it's done. I mean, you could do it that way, but if there's work behind it.
Yeah. So you said Jesse Zito is your producer, big impact on your career.
Yeah.
How important is a producer when it comes? Because people just think that artists make a song, but how important is that little push from your producer?
I think the producer is like very important. First of all, a little bit about Jesse. Jesse's really cool. He's down to earth. He knows what he's talking about. And what I like and respect about Jesse is that he's very honest and he has my well-being at heart. And I think that's very important when you're working on a project, any type of project, to be surrounded with people that believe in you and that believe in your success.
Absolutely.
So, because if your producer, put it this way, if your producer is there for the money, then you're not going to advance very much, because what should be at the top of mind is your career and your well-being and work, because you both have a passion for music. That's the base, right?
For sure.
So for that, I really appreciate Jesse. Jesse's also very open-minded. Like every time I want to try something new, he's not like stuck in his ways. He'll be like, okay, sure, let's try it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. We laugh together. We're like, okay, scrap that idea, or put it on the back burner. Never mind. But Jesse's, he's really, really cool. He's very open-minded, and I think that you need to be like that. As an artist, you need to be open-minded and be open-minded also to collaborating with other people, because
of course,
it's a build-up, right? Like everyone serves their purpose in a project. So Jesse, I really appreciate Jesse for that.
Yeah. Thomas O'Connor was saying, have you ever listened to Purple Aki? Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, it's probably a genre that I don't listen to. I've never. Michael Anker says that's so true about a song process. Sometimes it can take. It can take a few hours to write a song, or a few days. Yeah, that's true, for sure.
Yeah, because sometimes, like even for me, like sometimes I jot down, okay, like true story, I write down, I'll write a poem, or and then I'll be like, oh, this could be a song, and then I'm writing the song, and then a few days later I go back to it and I'm like, why did I write that? I don't even understand what I was trying to say, or is that word really going to express what I want to express? Is it going to be understood because what we say at some points is not really necessarily what the audience will understand. So you have to, sometimes it's good to take a step back and then go back to
your cousin Rosa is asking if she could be in your next music video.
She's been asking me for a while. I told her she would be in my next video.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's actually real. Okay, so it's here. It's recorded, guys.
Yeah, it's
Rosa, you're going to be on the next Claudia Lenti music video.
Yeah.
Rauket said, how you make lyric from song? You answered it before, right? About your lyrics. It's based on your experiences. Rosa said, thank you with 3 hearts. What was your very first single and how did it go, Claudia? Like, what was the critical reception?
Okay, so my first single is called Bye Bye Boy. That's a song that basically I wrote as a goodbye to my past from a long time ago. It's based on my experience, honestly. How did it go? It was it was my first song, right? So I'm very proud of the project. I'm very proud of the video. It was my first song. So I didn't really have a big audience. I had been working on my Instagram since the month of December last year, because it's only a year I'm on Instagram with my music page. But I think it went relatively well. I mean, my video's up to like almost 5,000 views. Streams
really? Which one is it? You said Bye Bye Boy?
Bye Bye Boy is up to 5,000.
That was your first single. Okay, the video did very well.
Yeah, the video did well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was my first song. It taught me a lot about the process. It taught me a lot about the music industry.
Yeah.
I was just dipping my feet at the beginning. So yeah, it was the very beginning for me.
Yeah. Michael said, if you need any or would let anyone do virtual appearances in your next music video, I would love to. Singers supporting singers. Michael's from the UK, by the way.
Michael, give me a follow on Instagram. I'm going to follow you back.
Guys, go follow Claudia. It's in the Instagram handle is in the description. I'm going to read it right now. Let me go check. It's _music. CLAU _music. Give her a follow. Check out her videos on YouTube, guys. Just write Claudia Lenti. You'll find it for sure on YouTube. Okay, I got a second. Lucas said, kind of weird, guys, but I'm really in a basketball and I changed my gender to a basketball. Okay, that's just a nonsense comment. Okay. But anyways, Rocket said, how you can retaining your song? I'm not sure about that question, Claudia. Do you get that?
How you can retain your song?
I don't know what he means by retaining, because like a routine is something. It's something you put in your mouth, no?
No, retain could also be like how you retain.
How do you remember it? How do you remember it?
Yeah. So I don't know, how do I remember?
How do you remember? Like when you sing live, how do you remember the lyrics and everything?
I just do. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes when I record, I get like tongue twisted on myself, and I wrote the lyrics. It happens to me a few times. Sometimes you get tired and you're like, oh my God, like there's some tongue twisters, or I create them in my head, but it happens.
Shout out to Crystal Vlogs Lifestyles in the building. Thank you very much for coming by. Rocket said, I mean entertaining song. There's a bit of a language barrier because he's from Japan, right? So, but you get what he's saying, right?
No.
It's a reiteration of one of the other questions he asked. So Guzzi's in the building, Frank Guzzi. I saw your video with Frank Guzzi. So how did that happen? How did this collabo happen? How did it go? How was your experience with Frank Guzzi?
So Frank, let me tell you how I met Frank. Frank, I was interviewed on a podcast, and Frank Guzzi was the videographer for this podcast. So he films this podcast, and I met him the first time there, which was a couple of weeks ago. And at the end of the interview, he gave me his card, because he like as a videographer. Now I already have a videographer. I have a team, but I was like, thank you. You never know. And then a week later, he wrote to me and he said, I'm looking for a female vocalist to do a cover to Winter Wonderland for Christmas. And he's like, I'd love to collaborate with you if you do it. And I was like, cool, great, let's do it, right? Because I didn't. First of all, I didn't plan to have any Christmas songs released. People kept thinking I was gonna do it, and I was like, there's really nothing planned. Like I'm practically on a burnout. I have no more energy. I can't. And then Frank, was like, he came to me with this idea, and I was like, okay, fine. So we did it, and it went relatively well. Like I went over to his place. We tracked my vocals in like an hour, and then I went back for the video, and it turned out really well, and it spread a lot of holiday cheer
for sure.
So it made me really happy. And Frank is honestly a really good guy.
He is
super down to earth. Honestly, it was really great working with him. Like it was just easy. Like we vibed really well, and it went amazing.
Yeah. Frank is saying, are you planning on doing any shows in 2022 if restrictions let us? Also, ever think of doing acoustic versions of your singles?
Yes. So if the restrictions lift, then yes, definitely the goal for 2022 was to have some shows. And yes, there are also goals to do acoustic versions of my song. Which some people asked me for recently, but right now I'm like in other projects, but I will come back to that for sure. It's in the plan.
Okay, interesting. There's a quote that you actually said. It's not really a quote, but it's something that you kind of live by. Putting yourself first, Claudia. And, with New Year's coming along, New Year's resolutions, why is it important to put yourself first?
Okay, well, being somebody that for many years didn't put herself first, I know first and foremost how important it is to put yourself first, because for the people who put themselves second or last, to be a source of energy or help to other people, eventually you will deplete yourself. And what happens oftentimes is that when you're going to be in a time of need, there's going to be very few of those people around to help you back. Like that's just the honest truth, because in life there's givers and takers. And if you're a giver, you're going to attract the takers. And so that's why I think it's very important to put yourself first, because you need to make sure that your base is solid. You need to be happy. You need to know that you're healthy up here physically, that you're happy. And if you are, then you can make time to help other people. Like I still help other people all the time. Sometimes I shouldn't because I still deplete myself, but I know what it is to take care of myself first. And it's very important because you matter, and
Absolutely.
nobody will take care of you better than yourself, or maybe, your parents, but your parents aren't around forever and they get old, and you can't, you're not a child forever. So as an adult, the only person who could really, really take care of you, who knows what you need, is you.
Yeah. We're gonna listen. Jay Wild's been dying for me to put up one of his questions, so we're gonna put it up. He's saying, "How do you think music can impact the way that some people perceive the notion of sex?" Do you get that question at all? I'm a bit confused by this question, Jay
I'm
Wild.
confused, honestly. I impact the way that some people perceive the notion of sex. Well, I mean, perceptions already are personal, so I
I
everyone's
guess
got her.
there's a no comment for Jay Wild. But I did put up his question, so now he can't complain. That's for sure.
Okay.
Listen, Claudia, how do you deal with people like that are not so supportive? People that like just I don't know if you have had hate on maybe YouTube or live, or how do you deal
No,
with those haters?
I haven't had, to be honest with you, I've been pretty blessed. I haven't had hate. I
Yeah,
TikTok. I had one comment from a random account that I wonder is probably somebody who I don't speak to anymore and doesn't
yeah,
like
it's usually
it.
somebody you know. Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
who was like, "Oh, stop trying, you suck." Like, this is what I replied back to
On
them
TikTok, you got
on
that
TikTok.
thing.
Yeah, but before blocking them, I answered them. I wrote, "God bless you." Just
Somebody actually took the time out of their day to go on
yeah,
TikTok and write you suck.
yeah.
Oh my god, that's
But
definitely
TikTok
somebody
is
you know.
terrible. TikTok is terrible. I mean, I've seen what other people
No,
go
no,
through.
no. I've seen
Bad.
some comments from people on TikTok. It's like you're actually a waste of what? Like,
People are mean. People are mean.
I,
You know what? People are mean because honestly, like, I know this is gonna sound very repetitive, but it's because
yeah,
they're happy. They're poison on the inside.
yeah,
Poison. How
yeah.
could you be happy for somebody else if you're not happy? It'll never happen. So unfortunately, in the world, we have to deal with these people. And
Mhm.
as far as the other people who maybe are not going to criticize and hate publicly, but will, do it in a more subliminal way,
Yeah,
or not support, it's very simple. My answer, I excommunicate them. It's like I
exactly.
reached a point in my life where I have no problem deleting somebody from my life.
Yeah,
I've accepted way too much, and sadly, this is the price to pay now. You like it, you like it, you don't like it. But I'm very honest from the beginning. Everybody knows the way. It's like I am.
Ross said, "Yeah, they're poisoned, Claw."
Yeah, they're poison. Poison.
He's
See,
too-
Raul,
yeah, Raul's also he's actually a super fan of the Ange Tv Show. He's been to almost every episode, so this guy's he's a champ. So what's in store for Claudia Lenti in 2022?
So
Without spoiling anything.
yeah, so like I said, there's gonna be a lot of flavor in 2022.
Yeah,
I'm just, to be honest with you, I'm still exploring the different sides of me musically. There's sides of me that people have not seen. For example, I danced for many years in Latin socials, salsa, bachata. So I have a very strong Spanish influence. I listen to a lot of Spanish music. So
yeah,
so there's sides of me, like I'm very versatile when it comes to music, and so I'm willing to explore whatever comes to me, whatever
yeah.
feels natural. So yeah,
And you said you're doing
different.
a different genre of music, right?
Yeah, expect different.
Expect the guys. You're gonna freak out by this genre that you told me. I don't know if she wants to share, but it's pretty interesting, guys. Put it this way, pretty damn interesting. So go ahead and follow Claudia on Instagram, Claw_music. Check out her videos on YouTube. Can they download your videos somewhere, like on a streaming app, like those apps like iTunes or something?
My music
Yeah.
video on YouTube.
Oh, no, your songs. Could they download it
Well,
on
it's on
Apple?
Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on Amazon, it's on Deezer, it's on Pandora, it's on all the
Okay,
streaming.
perfect.
Yeah.
Rosa said, "Would you go on TV one day? Is that something you're interested in?"
TV as in what? Like as in a competition? No.
So you would never go on American Idol, like if any, I don't know, if anybody offered you, like I don't know anything,
No.
you wouldn't.
No.
La Voix, I don't know.
No. It's not.
Really?
I'll be very honest, it's not me. Like you know
Yeah.
what? I think more and more people, like, okay, put it this way. In the music industry, there's a lot of people that put up fronts, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna tell you straight up who I am. I don't like competition. I hate
Okay.
competition, and I'm not here to take away anybody's spot. I'm here to earn my spot, and I think that everybody can have a shot. So I don't. That's why I don't believe in singing competitions.
Yeah.
I'm not competitive at all. I don't like it. It stresses me the fuck out, honestly. And yeah, so that's why I would
Well, I
never.
know. Okay, maybe you're thinking like me a bit. Like recently, I said, you know what? Instead of like trying to beat people, just like, well, not join them, but instead of like hating on other people that do the same thing as you, just because you're like you think they're a threat, like collaborate with them, encourage them. What's the point? There's no point of making enemies with people.
Yeah, but sadly, a lot of people don't understand that,
Yeah,
and I truly believe that it's they're putting themselves at a step back, because the reality is that you are stronger together than apart. That's the way
absolutely.
I see it.
Yeah,
Especially if we're gonna call a spade a spade. You know, none of us are sitting in LA right now, so
yeah.
we're all in Montreal. You know, what are we fighting for? There's nothing to fight for. Like, we
You know
should
what? You know what,
come
Claudia?
together.
You said one of the most realistic things I've ever heard on the show. Like, because like some people they limit themselves so much. Like whatever they do is just Montreal or just Saint Leonard or just, and you know, like you said it so perfectly. Like at the end of the day, there's like I want to say like something, but I don't want to say it's a bad word, whatever. But like a hair of a chance to make it, especially being from Canada. You know what I mean? So you're very realistic in what you're saying. But like I said, so basically, if there was an opportunity, whatever it be, on TV, you will not want to take that.
It depends what the opportunity would be, but if it would be for a singing competition,
Yeah.
honestly, no. Like, unless somebody like gave me some really good relaxants, I don't think that I would do it. Like, I don't.
Yeah, because you know what, like at those shows, it's sometimes it's the way you look, sometimes it's there's so many things, man.
There's so many things, but
Yeah,
again, why, and then look, everyone's got a different perspective, because some people will say, yeah, but even if you don't win, you get visibility and it could attract certain people. And I'm like,
exactly.
yeah, just like some of them were still good and got nobody because they were remembered as the person who didn't win. And like,
Yeah,
you're,
that's the
you're,
thing.
like, I understand it's a gamble and it's fine. I
Yeah.
respect whoever does it. I'm being honest. It's not me. It's not
Okay.
something that,
Okay. But okay, if it wasn't a competition, it was a gig, then you would consider it, right?
yes, if it was a gig, I would
Okay.
consider it. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
interesting. Okay, that's very interesting. And how you make band or idol? Okay, because in Japan there's like this idol thing, and this it's very different over there in Japan. If you notice, he has a cartoon as his picture.
Yeah.
Anime is like huge in Japan. That's pretty interesting. Michael said, "I have auditioned for certain talent shows, got rejected, but now I don't want to do them. I can do it in my own way." Exactly. A lot of people are taking their own path to
Yes.
success. You know,
Yeah.
so
It's a lot
that's
of work, but but
yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah. Interesting. Listen, Claudia, I want to give you a round of applause. You've been excellent with all the questions from left to right. You've been answering. You did an amazing job tonight. Unfortunately, we couldn't do a song. Like, we couldn't do one of your songs for technical reasons. But like I said, Claudia, you've been amazing. It's been a great episode. Everybody in the chat, you guys have been awesome. Even the trolls out there, you guys were awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I want to wish you all a very, very happy new year, because this is the last episode before the new year. The first guest of the new year, Claudia, is your producer, Jesse Zero. He's going to
Yeah.
be on here. I
Awesome.
believe it is January 4th. I have to check the date again. But next week, guys, you're going to meet her producer. So you saw one side, now you're going to see the other side. Like I said, guys, thank you very much for supporting the channel, for supporting Claudia. Much, much more coming. I even have a couple of announcements to make in the new year, though. Not now, but I can just tell you that there's another channel on the horizon.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I do have a second channel, Claudia. I don't know if you know. It's called Ange Collects, and
Yeah.
I just vlog all my collecting stuff. I open stuff, and but this is something different. You guys, I'm really excited for it. Stefania Zombardi is in the building. She says, "So proud of you, Claudia. Make sure to follow her on all socials." Exactly. And you know what, Claudia? One thing I noticed is that you're very genuine. You have a lot of supporters here that came out to see you tonight, and
She's
I'm
my
sure a lot.
too.
Sorry.
I said she's my cousin too.
Oh, she's your cousin. Okay, La
Yeah.
Familia.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot more people are gonna like your followers are gonna love to see this and everything. And good for you. And guys, Thank you for coming tonight. Michael P.
Thank you for having
No problem. Michael P. Mahone said Pokemon. Yeah, I open Pokemon cards. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, because Claudia, I grew up in the 90s. That was like the Pokemon thing, right? So
Yes.
now I'm reliving my childhood.
That's awesome.
Exactly. Why not,
We should never lose the child inside of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, thank you very much for coming. I'll see you guys in 2022. Stay safe. Have fun with the family, guys. And I'll see you soon. Me and Claudia are signing out, guys. Take care. Ciao.
Bye.